Alright, what's up guys? So, there, as you know, based from the Blue Knight beef, that has ended, because I put a diss track on him. If you haven't seen it, check that shit out. I'm going to be, so, most of you guys might be, like, clueless on what is going on with the beef, the different kinds of people, so I'm gonna be sharing you on, from what I know, from like what has happened. So I have been to beef with, so there's been like major beefs, like little small, like barely lasting a week beef, like little bitch boy beefs, and there's just like little minimum beefs like that no one really cares about, that I don't even need to bother putting a diss track on. So I had beef with, as you know, Caesar, but me and him are best friends now. He's like, oh, and I've had beef with Little Man, Matt from, you guys know, obviously Blue Knight, Nuke Guy, Marshmallow, Cube, everybody. From everybody who you know from Fbeast and Friends. Actually, I haven't had beef with, you guys don't know him yet, Tony Boy. You guys know him from my previous video, Glocky. I haven't had beef with him, and I'd hoped to not ever have beef with those two. So, I'm gonna be evaluating everything for the beefs that has happened. I've been into quite a few beefs with Cube 521, but all those weren't like, you know, major things. But I am going to share them with you because it kind of like connects through the different beefs. So there's been a lot, but I'm just gonna try to share with you as much as I remember. The first like actual beef I've been in was with Caesar. So I met him for the first time. Cube and Little Man introduced him to me. So we were like playing Rec Room, and I showed him a dorm room, and as you guys know, I usually sometimes do like dark humor jokes, just like little pity, but I got this idea, like, not from like a Rec Room dorm room, it was like in a different game from where I saw a video on it, but I did it in Rec Room for my dorm room, and it was like a 9/11 thing. So he saw it, and he was like, I thought he was gonna laugh, but because I didn't know him that well, he didn't like it. He didn't find it funny. So he had to talk with Cube. I was like, oh shit, well, my bad. And he talks to me. He was like, dude, people died during that shit. That shit's not even funny. I'm like, well, I know that, but you know, it's just a joke. Plenty of people do it. And he was like, yeah, I understand that, but my grandmother was in the Twin Towers, or a survivor of 9/11. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, dude. I got rid of everything that was in my dorm room after I heard that. So, that happened, and basically he thought that that was all I do, because I've made a joke about like dark humor things more than once. So he thought that was like all I did. He thought I was like a terrorist, a wannabe, or like a Nazi. So I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy, man? So he disguises himself as so like I block him because like he started like getting at me with all this stupid shit, and he had Little Man and Cube on his side, frickin' what do you call it, and then Cube started like making videos on about me, which was the start of one of the first beefs that I've had with Q. We'll get back to that. So he disguises himself, Caesar, as a British guy for some reason. And what do you call it? So I knew right away it was Caesar. So like I'm telling Cube, I'm like, bro, I know that's fucking Caesar, bro. And he's like, alright, fine, but just play along with it. So I do that, and like he asks me questions, and I answer them honestly. And then I say to him that he, Caesar, has done some similar stuff, which, I won't say, but, what do you call it? So, he leaves the call, and then joins back on his main account, and then is like, oh, you're lying all this shit, and stuff, so, what do you call it? It's just kind of like a 20-minute rant back and forth, no, like a half an hour rant back and forth. Like, it's kind of like a three-way thing. Like, I'm telling this to Cube, I'm telling this to Little Man, and then they all go to Caesar and tell him to explain what they're saying to me. So, and then I defend myself with Caesar, and then he keeps going, fair enough, touche, and then I say, none of you guys are any better. He was like, and then he goes, alright, I agree. And then Little Man says, alright, let's stop this beef. And then it stops. But then another thing, oh wait, no. So, this is separate. So, back to when Cube, was planning to make a video, about me, which some of the stuff wasn't true, because he said that Caesar forced him to do it, which I don't care, but it would be kind of hypocritical that he did that. So Cube makes, like, plans to make the video, and, so I report the video right when I see it, and it gets taken down. So, in return for that, I put a diss track on him, and, what do you call it? This was when I was friends with Caesar. So, like, what do you call it? Little Man was like, why'd you use his full name in the diss track? I was like, oh shit. Because I didn't realize that. I was trying to use something against him to rhyme with something, but I'm not gonna say it. But, what do you call it? It only got like 4 views, the thing, so I took it down right when I found out about that. And then, yeah, we just solved it after that. And then another beef between me and Caesar happened, was because this time it was in Grab when we made dark humor things. It wasn't with 9/11. It was with a different thing, but I forgot, but I knew it was something like offensive. But Caesar looks into the map, and what do you call it? He was like, cause it was in Cube's lobby, so he like joins Cube into Grab, and like he sees everything, and then he griefs the whole map, and he's like, tell, and then one of his friends, which was so he's like, tell him it was him who did this, because I'm sure, so he knew that I was a part of it, so he wanted me to say that because he didn't want me to get pissed off at him again. I'm assuming that's why. So I forgot what happened after that. So Cube tells me about it. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I'm explaining to him that it was Cube's idea in the first place. He's like, alright. And he still tries to start shit again with me. And what do you call it? I block him. I kick him out of every group chat that he's in with me because because Cube said that he's gonna have a chat with me, but no, he said to Cube that he's gonna have a chat with me, but then Cube's told me that he was gonna record everything. So I kick him out of every group chat. I block him. I tell Cube to block him. I tell Little Man to block him, and they start to get on my side because they start to see where I'm coming from, and then they started to see that that my points were more valid than his. And they started to see that he was doing like things that were just as messed up as the offensive stuff. He was like manipulating them, telling them to come at me for stuff that like, let alone the offensive stuff. But he started, of course this was like a while ago, so I don't remember what. So then that ends. He's just like completely like away from us, and that ends. But it's still kind of like a beef because he was still trying to like find a way to get to me. He was like trying to tell Cube to like unblock him, or to bring him back into the group chat before he blocked him. I told him to block him. He did that. So he was trying to find other ways. He was getting his friend, who's also friends with Cube, to do that. But this was during something else. So, I find out that Nuke Guy has also has also been friends with Caesar during this and wanted to make a a map on Grab about me being killed in various ways. So Cube says that it was like Caesar's like main idea, or that Caesar helped on it. So of course I was pissed, and then the Nuke Guy diss track was released on him because that was fucking stupid serial killer stuff. So Caesar eventually got into contact with Cube, and he said that he wanted to have the talk that he never got a chance to do with me. So I'm like, you know what, fuck it, because I want to confront him about this shit and see what he has to say. And then I join him, I tell him about everything, and what do you know, he has nothing to say. But I have nothing against Caesar right now. This is just about what happened in the past. I'm telling you, it's like a frickin' social studies class, except it's not. It's about the beef that's happened. But Caesar is the GOAT. He's the one and only. He's the GOAT! But yeah, me and him are like best friends now, and I forgive him for everything. So, basically, that ended. So he said that, alright, how about this? You can keep me blocked. We don't have to play with each other anymore. So I'm like, alright. Oh, whatever. But then, like, a few more, like, weeks go by when I'm playing with, like, Cube and Little Man. Just, like, it feels empty with us. So I'm like, nah, fuck this. I'm adding Caesar back. And then we've been friends with each other ever since that. So, I'm glad I made that decision. Because he's, like, number one. Well, I mean, kind of number two. Cube's number one. I don't know. But yeah, pretty much that. Now, I meet Matt for Cube. This was, this ties together with, so, I meet Matt Musician. We, like, play Rec Room with, me and Cube, because, like, Cube met him on, I think, what do you call it? On, I think, frickin' Grab. But, so, one day, he makes a claim that he is a female. So I'm like, what the hell? What do you call it? So, what do you call it? I make jokes, and this wasn't out of disrespect. This was because, like, I knew him a lot. So like I knew he would take this as a joke. So I'm like, damn, Matt's freaking hot. And it was like stupid stuff I was being like freaking inappropriate, but it wasn't in a disrespectful way. I was like, I'm like, damn, fucking Matt's fine, like stuff like that. I wasn't going like, let me have sex with you, Matt, but like, I mean, I do that currently because now I know he's a guy, but no, not like that, not like that. Chill out. I meant like as a joke. Calm down. So yeah, we make jokes with each other. He goes like, damn, Fbeast is fine. So like, and then he makes grab models of us forming sexual intercourse. I'm like, okay, maybe that's a little of the line. I mean, you remember the video that I put on that. So this was before a lot of stuff. We were doing like a lot of stuff in grab. I made my second map, the Fbeast, for Furry's parkour. Like he helped making that map with me. So Cube decides to help along with us, and then this is at the entrance of the map of the level. There's a model of me and him, of our grab characters, and I'm just basically giving the instructions on what you do with the map. So they both go like, so should we use this model? Matt is like making models. So I wanted to make my own model, but Matt ended up making a model. And what do you call it? Cube made like a model of like 3 different models, and I was like, so which one should we use out of these 3? So I say, I mean, to be honest, all 3 of those kind of look a little bad. No offense, not in an offensive way. Like you fucking suck at making things. But what do you call it? So he, what do you call it? I guess didn't take it lightly, and he said, well, I mean, yours are kind of worse. So I say, you've complimented them before. You said these aren't that bad. I mean, you taught me how to make ground models. And then he goes, well, I'm only saying that. I only said that so I don't hurt your feelings. So I say to him, well, I mean, at least, so this is kind of like an argument now. At least my stuff isn't as bad as yours. So he says, oh, hell no. It's something about your characters look something that doesn't make sense. Your characters look like a Minecraft Steve or whatever the hell. I have no idea. But I remember him mentioning something like that. So I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Bro ran out of insults. And he goes, like, shut up, bro. So I kick him from the lobby. And then, what do you call it? Other things happen that I'm not going to say, because I just don't, like, other things have happened that I don't want to say. But it was kind of like an aggressive, like, argument between me and him. The same day from when he made the grab models, I was, what do you call it? Matt said, you know what, you should make a map on me and you killing him. I was like, okay. So, she, like, plans out some stuff, and she was like, you know, so I was like, don't you think this is a little weird? Because this was the same thing that Nuke Guy did. So, she goes, no, you have every right to do this. She's like, yo, you should publish it. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So, what do you call it? It was like a few hours later, we make up with each other because with Little Man, me and Cube, and what do you call it? He knew something was up because Matt joined one of his lobbies for some reason, just to like snoop on him, I guess. And he was like, so I say to him, alright, Matt said I had like every right to make this map. So he's like, let me see it. So I show it to him, and then I deleted it after. what do you call it? That was when Little Man, like, joined me in grab. And I was getting, like, ready to delete it. And then, like, right when I joined, he joined me. And then that's when Cube said, oh, I knew something was up with Matt. So, that got deleted, that beef was over. And, what do you call it? He said that he was still pissed off at Matt because of what he said. So, they haven't talked at all until, he found out that, well, I mean, they didn't, like, really talk, but, like, I guess, what do you call it, they've played, like, I don't know which game, maybe, like, Orion Drift or Gorilla Tag, but then, Matt said, admitted to Cube that he was a guy, so, and I overheard that on his visor when I was over at his house. I'm like, what the fuck? And he made all those grab maps about us having sexual intercourse. That's fucking weird. And like he was like simping on me. I was like, bruh, like taking things like too far with the sex things. So I block him, and he Cube asks Matt questions about stuff. He said, what would you do if Fbeast put a diss track on me? Which I was going to do until I called him up again to squash the beef. But he was like saying some stupid stuff. I don't remember that I was gonna sue him or like have that I was gonna have my dad take down his channel because her dad is fucking friends with YouTube or something. I don't believe that. Because you never know. I started off by making a video on Matt with Caesar explaining on the bad things that he has done. So then Matt is like saying weird stuff in my comments, saying that it wasn't his fault. But, you know, I ended up not making the diss track because I called him again and squashed. Then another beef with me and Cube happened. So things were going normal after that. I was making a Five Nights at Fbeast's map. You've seen the first one. It's in my grab video. I was making a Five Nights at Fbeast 2 map. Cube was helping me with it. So, what do you call it? I started this thing, this was before it started happening with the beef between me and Matt. I started going like, I'm allergic to cap. I started coughing whenever someone would tell a lie. Or something that's obviously cap. Me and him were working on this stuff. And I was like, singing like a song. I was like, and I replaced the song lyrics with I'm gay for some reason. Because, like, I had, like, adrenaline pumping through me. So I was, like, saying some goofy stuff. Like, I'm gay, or something like that. And then Q was like, you just admitted you're gay. I was like, that's cap. He was like, alright, bro, I'm getting tired of the coughing stuff. So I'm like, I mean, you were the one who started calling me gay, but okay. So, we continued building the map, everything was normal, until I actually coughed. I was like, and it was like the worst timing too. He was like explaining something that like I felt like was a lie, that it kind of sounded like a lie. I don't remember what it was, obviously, because it was like a small part that started the escalation of the situation. But when he said that, I actually coughed. I went like, like, I didn't even say I'm allergic to cap. I was like, I just went like, and then he was like, alright, bro, I'm getting tired of the coughing shit. I was like, alright, bro, I actually coughed, my bad. And he goes, I swear, it's bad to be block o'clock. So I say to him, alright, bro, if you want to keep blocking me, because, like, he blocks others a lot. If you want to keep blocking me, go ahead, but don't expect me to keep on, don't expect me to keep on accepting your friend requests over and over. So, he blocks me after that, so I I kind of insulted him. So then, after that, I finished, like, making the stuff I want for the map, and, what do you call it? I saw that he was still online. I typed in Q521, and I already knew what his passcode usually was. So I went into there, and I saw that he was making a map on me with him and his friends, and then he kicked me out of the lobby. I was like, oh, fuck no. So the next is, so I make a, what do you call it? A map on him in return, because everything that he said in that map was what he's also done. But doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So I say into, like, the group chat that he was in, I made a grab map back at you, just so you know, and I'm gonna leave it at that. If you want to keep escalating situations, I'm gonna re-release the diss track. So he, what do you call it, said that he didn't care, and then left that group chat. And then I get a notification from a chat that was from Marshmallow Boy, which was how, which slowly transitions into, like, to the Beef with Blue Knight, but we're gonna get into that in a minute. So he sends a picture of, in my World War II themed map, that says "Save Stalin," and in the description it says this game does not support Nazism. So I was like, you know, if you read the description, so he's like, oh, it's crazy how he's blaming Cube for this stuff. So I said, you know, dumbass, if you read the description, it says this game does not support Nazism. He sends the picture of the German flag. It's a normal German flag, by the way. He's like, oh my god, that's crazy how you're emphasizing Hitler. As I was like, the point is to defeat Hitler, and you're acting like the German flag is so offensive. But he thinks I'm trying to intend that into a swastika, which I wasn't. Obviously, if I were to do that, I would get banned. He just keeps going on. He doesn't keep his fucking mouth shut. And then he just brings up random stuff, which I don't know where he gets from. So, what do you call it? He invites me to a call with Cube. And, like, fucking, me and Cube just fucking start going at our throats. Fucking spitting shit back and forth with each other. And then fucking Marshmallow kicks me out the call when he knows fucking that he has nothing else to say. Eventually, me and Q made up with each other. And then Marshmallow just continued to start saying that how I'm a Nazi and that I love Adolf Hitler and all this stuff, which I don't. Again, what do you call it? He keeps on, like, going through, like, my maps that doesn't even give the evidence on what he's trying to explain. Like, it literally says defeat Hit. And, like, I don't even say the full name, of course, because, again, I would get banned. So, he joins a map that me and Cube are in. We're, like, playing this game that he made. And it was called Headbands, and, like, eventually it was my turn to host because Marshmallow wanted to join. So I give everybody their characters, and, like, he said something like, I wouldn't be surprised if my character was Adolf Hitler. I'm like, so like a while ago, which was like a while ago, he was in a call. He was, like, in the same call as me. He was like, he was like, oh, you little, and then the N-word. He says the N-word, like, in a, like, weird tone. So, what do you call it? All of Cube's friends I've known at, like, not like I'm not talking about, like, Little Man, like, the guys who have been in my videos before. So, Of course, I haven't, like, said anything about that. And also, in my Fbeast and Friends map that I've showed you guys, he tried making the Soviet Union flag. So what do you call it? So I was like, "Yo, guys, guess which flag I'm making?" I'm like, so like he starts putting the red stuff in like the stars and like the golden stars. I'm like, "Are you making the USSR flag?" He's like, "Oh, how'd you know?" So I bring that stuff up. He's like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" And like with the tone in his voice on how he's trying to defend himself, he's making it pretty obvious that he was lying and that he has indeed done those stuff. Like he wasn't even like trying to like freaking defend himself. Like it was kind of like he was going like, no, I didn't. He was like talking like Napoleon Dynamite. So freaking, what do you call it? I eventually keep on saying, bro, freaking, you keep on talking over me because you know I'm right. And then he eventually leaves the call. So this which was when I made the Marshmallow diss track, which was pretty stupid of me. I mean, I could have like at least waited for him to do something, which he wouldn't, because of course, I mean, he's kind of like a little pipsqueak. Of course he wouldn't. But which was the reason why, because I knew he wasn't gonna do anything. So after that, me and Cube are in a map with each other. He invites Marshmallow to the call. He was like, "Dude, I want to stop having this beef." I'm like, "All right, yeah, it's fine, because I don't want to. I'm not trying to start anything, even though I made like a stupid diss track, but that was stupid." So later, this is the beginning from where I had the beef with Blue Knight. So he starts talking. So he Cube invites me to a call with Marshmallow, Bishop, and Blue Knight, and they're not like even saying anything. So I've heard about Blue Knight with him. I thought he was gonna be like a pretty cool dude, like me and him. But he what do you call it? He started like mocking the song that I made on Marshmallow. I'm like, do you know that me and Marshmallow already made up for that stuff? And he was like just defending Marshmallow with like freaking these stupid words. He's like, "Oh, he is not that type of guy." So I explained to him that he said the N-word. He was like, "Oh, he is not that type of guy to do that kind of stuff." Like talking like his name is Brad. I haven't even said anything and like to him like oh, fuck you. He was like, I'm like even trying to start like a normal conversation. He's like, "Bro, this is why no one likes you." So fucking, what do you call it? He tells Marshmallow to kick me out of the call for no reason. I'm just saying style, and he's fucking doing this stuff. I go up to my pal Caesar. I'm like, because he's met Blue Knight before, and he said that he's kind of an asshole. I'm like, yeah, I can see what you mean. Other people has had those similar situations with Blue Knight before, like Little Man and Matt. So I made a video after this situation. I said, "Bro, frickin' Blue Knight's such an asshole. I should really put a diss track on him." I don't know what was with me in diss tracks like when that was happening, but like fucking. So he tells Blue Knight and Bishop about it, because I said I was gonna include Bishop, because he was fucking like, he was going like, "Oh, like, yeah, seriously, bro, Marshmallow, you should kick him out." Like he was like copying everything Blue Knight was saying, like an NPC, like his freaking dog. He invites me to a call with Blue Knight Cube, and then he says all this stuff about, bro, what is it with you putting diss tracks on everybody? I'm like, alright, well, do you not realize fucking how annoying you were being in that other call? And like, he was fucking talking over me, of course, and like, fucking, he's, what do you call it, said that, what do you call it, so Cube said to him that he's obviously a Nazi supporter, so he's like, "How am I a Nazi supporter?" I'm like, "So you guys seen this in my short that I made on Blue Knight, that he's put swastikas all over his map, and that he's also even literally admitted in that previous call that he likes the Nazis." So I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, maybe that." Of course, Marshmallow starts talking over me. And then fucking literally anything that I could say, like everything that I was saying in that call, they were making a fool out of. So fucking, what do you call it? out of nowhere, Blue Knight starts. There were some things that I missed in the video that I made on Blue Knight. If you haven't seen that, check that out. So, out of nowhere, he starts, what do you call it, reading off an article about Hitler. And then he gets to a part in the article where he says, Hitler killed himself on April 30th, 1945, which is what FB should do. So, I'm like, fuck you. Fucking, and they kicked me from the call. So, I make the video with me and Matt, who's had an interaction with him before with a similar situation. So, I published that video, Blue Knight and Marshmallow yap in the fucking comment section, and then just start fucking making up shit that had nothing to do with what I was saying in the fucking video. Blue Knight gives up on the beef because obviously he fucking had nothing else to say from fucking all the shit that I exposed him with when Cube gave us the fucking stuff to expose Marshmallow and Blue. I've explained what Bishop has done. He was just like fucking repeating everything that Blue Knight was doing. He was going like fucking just repeating everything like, again, like an NPC. And like acting like he's the main character. So I eventually put all those things on Blue Knight. He gives up, and then I released the diss track on him, which ended the beef. So that's pretty much it. In the end, for everybody who I've had beef with, I like them a lot. Well, I mean, not Blue Knight, of course, but he's kind of, and not Nuke Guy. But in the end, Fbeast and Friends remains dope as shit, fun to do. And if you guys ever get like a chance, if you ever play Grab VR, make sure to look at the levels I've made for an Fbeast show that I've made out of Grab buildings. In the end, all beef has been squashed, and Cube 521, Little Man, Matt, Caesar, they're all the goats, even though I've had beef with them, and they've said stupid stuff about me. I don't care. And yes, I do forgive a Blue Knight and Marshmallow and Nuke Guy for saying all that stuff about making the map about me and then telling me to kill myself, and fucking Marshmallow fucking, what do you call it? I mean, there's nothing like that for, I mean, Marshmallow just kind of like was doing other stuff. But this isn't a thing to expose people. This was like a thing that I'm telling you about with the beefs on how they escalated, which is why, you know, there's been beefs lately, and how they connect. Why the fuck is my name like this? I just realized that. Yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. In the end, we're all friends, and beef will always end. So, yeah. I don't know what else to say other than peace. So yeah. Also, fuck Blue Knight.